I'm Katie Barrett at the Wall Street Journal. This week I took a look at a social network. Not just another social network that you'll have to sign up for. This is a neighborhood-based social network called Nextdoor. Nextdoor has been around for a little while, but recently they've gotten a lot more neighborhoods involved, and you might even have them already in your existing neighborhood. This is different in that it asks for your real name, it identifies you by your real name, and it verifies your address, so you can't use the social network unless you actually live in a neighborhood. That means if you don't live there, you can't see anything in the network, it's all private, and that also means if you move away, you will no longer be a part of the neighborhood. It allows you to post different content because this is more private. So this is stuff that you wouldn't put on Facebook. It's more along the lines of, I have an old desk to sell, does anyone want to buy it? Or I'm looking for a nanny share, do you want to go in on it with me? Or has anyone tried that new restaurant on 8th Street? Did you really like it? And a lot of people participated in this network, in my experience. I had an existing neighborhood in Washington, D.C., where I live, and I also tested it with a colleague who used it in his suburban neighborhood of Maryland, where he created a new Nextdoor neighborhood. One of my favorite things about Nextdoor is that it is not a listserv. So if you've ever been involved in listservs, you know how aggravating they can be. They ping you every time someone emails, and they feel like nagging and frustrating lists that go on and never end. So this is more of an environment that really resembles the likes of Facebook or a more friendly social network. People post photos or just text, and others can comment on that information, whatever's posted. So there are some negatives, of course. I found that in my particular neighborhood, I didn't think the boundaries were drawn the right way, and I also thought my neighborhood was labeled a little strangely. It was called something that it's really not. And I could talk to the lead of that neighborhood. He's the one who's in charge of the whole thing, and reset the boundaries if I wanted to. I chose to focus on experiencing Nextdoor and not getting into boundary battles with him. But another downside was that my particular block is a condo association, and there are several units, about 100 or so units. In my case, a bunch of these were all blocked into one unit, which is not the case. So this made it difficult for me to invite some of my next door neighbors who I only know by their address. I don't even know their last name. I just know that's the guy who lives on the corner, or that's the woman who has the dog. So physical addresses are really important, and Nextdoor knows this. They've really decided to focus on the map aspect of this, and they'll be improving it. They'll be coming out with an iOS app in the next couple weeks, and they plan an Android app sometime this summer. So if you are interested in plugging into your Nextdoor neighbors in a digital way, not a physical way, you might be interested in testing out Nextdoor like I did. I'm Katie Barrett at the Wall Street Journal.